the company wouldn't want you to, go back home. They will definitely sponsor you. I got into the same career as a sales manager. I moved to UK 2 years ago, roughly. You need to take risk. Yeah, yeah. Without that, I don't think that it's possible to.
Today, in our podcast series, we have Mr. Ibrahim Khan, who is a good friend of mine, and he has been working in the field of sales in Pakistan, and then he has been working in the UK. So we'll ask a few questions from him regarding his career, how his experience was, what are the tips and tricks that he can share with people that can potentially help with the recruitment opportunities, especially with regards to sales. And we'll get to know more about his experience. Kene UK generally जो है वो कैसा लगा? Ready, Mr. Ibrahim?
Yeah, that's yeah. Thank you so much,
Good.
Hamza, for inviting, and pleasure to be here. I'll start from a bit of my introduction, Pele, and then I'll move forward towards the UK experience. So, everyone, I've done my primary education. I'm from Mansehra. Uh, we happen to be from the same area. He's from Haripur, so yeah, we connect linguistically as well. So, other than that, I did my primary education from Mansehra and then my secondary education from Mardan. I spent 5 years there. And afterwards, I moved to Karachi and did my bachelor's in business administration from IBA Karachi. Uh, then after that, I did some internships and some projects here and there. Uh, then I joined Ismail Industries as a management trainee. So I think that was the time when I got to know what exactly sales is and how wonderful of a field it is. And I got to know, that I'm gonna do this thing, and this is something I'm made for. And also, I had some strengths, I would say, which basically resonated with the JD of this, role and this field. So, including, being a spokesperson, being, good in communication. And then other than that, I would say I was multilingual. And then, I was agile as well, expert said. So moving forward, then I spent like roughly 2 years there. I got promoted to area manager there as well. And I did a stint as an assistant brand manager in Candyland. Afterwards, I moved towards Unilever. I worked as a sales manager there. Then I got promoted to area sales manager. And in Unilever particularly, I worked for Unilever Food Solutions, which is more of, pure client-facing role with limited teams, and it's more of B2B selling, selling to Horeca and all these, organizations. So it was a very amazing, and I would say a pure sales oriented job for me at that time. I wasn't expecting, myself to be going to different restaurants and different purchase manager and different organizations, and pitching doing all the sales calls and pitching. But one thing that everything happens for the best. So I would say it also helped me to, it basically prepared me for this market right now in UK, because UK market is also very, I would say, human resource centric. We have very minimum human resources here, and you have to be doing everything on your own. It's not like, in Pakistan back home, we have like, I would say, loads of people working under you, like, 100, 200 people, order bookers, suppliers, sales managers, and then, territory managers. Here, it's key account manager or a sales manager, and you're on your own, and you have to do everything on your own, because the market itself is not like huge. And other than that, you have to, pick and choose all the clients, and you have to go there and talk to them, face them. So Unilever Food Solutions basically prepared me for this particular part. I moved to UK 2 years ago, roughly, and it's going, so it's been an amazing transition for me. I got into the same career as a sales manager with Uni Snacks Europe Limited, and so far so good.
That was, yeah, quite elaborate, which is great. Thank you for sharing all of that. I'm sure we'll get into the details as well, but it's particularly inspiring, when I look at your journey from a small town like in Pakistan. It's comparatively, a
Mansehra, yeah,
remote area, Mansehra.
exactly.
You did your initial schooling from there, and then
Yeah,
you went to a boarding school, which
yeah,
was in KPK, Mardan.
yeah, yeah,
And if I remember correctly, you also got a scholarship there.
yeah,
Tell
exactly.
us about the journey. How did you get that scholarship, and how was the experience of boarding school there?
So at that time, there was this program by KPK government, which was, they used to take few students, two, three students from each district. So I happened to be, one of those students, and I cleared that test. There was a passing score and everything, and alhamdulillah, I got, I passed that test, and I was one of those few people, who got into, who basically got that scholarship at that time. And I remember it was very very tough for me as well, and even there were so many people from different schools, and loads of people applying. I got 6 years of scholarship there. It was a military-based college, I would say. Our, principal and everybody, they were ex-military, and everything from morning till evening, in that boarding school was, basically, it was a replica of the Pakistan Military Academy. So whatever we were doing, we were basically replicating the routine of an army man, a soldier. They were basically preparing us for army, navy, and air force. Like that was the one of the directions there. Uh, be it, it could be professional field, like you can be an army doctor, navy doctor, XYZ. But for me, I selected pre-medical there, and but I somehow landed in a business school, uh, due to few unfortunate reasons, because I couldn't get into like one of the best medical colleges there. But I got a good offer from IBA at that time. So at that time, some of the people in my family, they asked me, basically they advised me to join IBA rather than a medical school. So yeah, that was, if I tell about the particular boarding experience, I think it has transformed me as a person. And I think you are also, from Cadet College Kohat, so you can relate a lot.
Now, since you have been working in UK for some time in FMCG, how does that differ from broadly from working in Pakistan? So if you can do a bit of comparison as well.
So coming towards the first part, that's why FMCG. So as I told you, I started my journey in sales from Ismail Industries Limited. Bisconi, Candyland, Snack City, Kokomo. Everybody might have eaten that in their childhood, Chili Milli, and all those stuff. So FMCG is like, it's, I would say, one of the fast-paced and one of the most growing and everlasting field, in my opinion. So, and other than that, I think FMC, the culture itself, it's very, I would say, fast paced, fast tracked. I really like to be somewhere where I can add value every day. So, and this is the field, FMCG is the field which allows you to add value to, I think, every hour and every minute. If you travel from one place to another and go there and make a sales call, or even ask your teams to do that, so basically you're adding value, and that added value will obviously translates into your weekly sales, and then to your monthly sales, and quarterly sales, and your yearly sale. So every second, every minute, you have to think about how to achieve your numbers, and how to think differently, and how to do make new customers, or maybe add new product lines. So there's so much to do in FMCG all the time, that it's always, you don't have to sit somewhere and think, oh, I don't have anything to do today. It's not like that. So every day, every time, you will be doing something, and there will be so much on your plate. It'll keep you busy, and it will, basically make you work all the time. and I'm a kind of person which wants to work. I would call myself workaholic at this point, I think. So I think, yeah, that's one of the reasons I joined FMCG. Also, as I said, it's everlasting field, and it's like one of the oldest, I think, one of the oldest occupations or careers, because uh, in FMCG, everyone needs something, all these fast moving consumer goods, and everyone is relying on this field. So it's also one of, safest fields, I would say, if you're performing well. Yeah, it does. If yeah, sales field, basically there's a lot of exposure as well, in FMCG. There's every day, every time. And also there's one more thing, a very interesting thing that I really like about it. It's there's a lot of traveling. You get to meet a lot of people. Basically interact with loads of people with loads of different cultures, and different and here you meet from like people from all around the world. In Pakistan, I used to say, I'm meeting like people from all around the country, some Pashtun, some Punjabi, some Sindhi, some GB, from people from GB, some people from in Karachi. There was a lot of mix. But here it's like, you meet people from all around the world, and it's very interesting and very, I like, conversing with people, sharing my cultural values with them, and them sharing with me, and learning new things. It's very interesting and very lively field, I would say, the FMCG.
Yeah, there's a lot of social aspect to it, and obviously
Exactly.
the freedom element is also there. But would you say if somebody is not an extrovert and somebody is, an introvert, can they also fit in, or do you think it's you have to be an extrovert in order to excel or to be in such field?
I would I would take it in a different way. For an introvert, I would say they should be coming into this field because it will completely change their perspective and completely change their personality. It will help them shift their, being an introvert, and then shift them towards and being an extrovert. Help them a lot psychologically, I would say. It's my opinion. I don't want to go into more details in this, but that's what I think, and totally my opinion. And but I think for an introvert person, he or she they will definitely enjoy this field after a while. Obviously in the start it will be a bit tough, but with few training and guidance, it's not that it's very extrovert specific field, I would
Yeah,
say. Yeah,
I think
because
if
you
there's
have your
a
own boundaries, you have your
yeah.
limits, you have the company, behind you. So it's not like you have to be every time in front of a person
Yeah,
facing. Yeah,
I think there
it's
is
totally
no
up to you. You are
consensus.
your own
Yeah.
king here, I would say.
Yeah, there is no consensus, whether introvert or extrovert make,
Yeah,
the better salesman. I think it's a debate that goes on.
yeah,
The perception might be that extroverts do well, but that
yeah,
might not necessarily be the case always. There are people, who are in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, other countries who
yeah,
aspire to move to UK. And sometimes they're already employed, sometimes they're students, sometimes they're working at really good places. I mean, in your case, you were working for one of the top companies in Pakistan, Unilever. You were at a very good position, very good package, car, all that
yeah.
perks. But you took a risk. There was uncertainty. You planned to move. Was that a calculated risk? And what advice would you give to somebody who is in a similar kind of situation?
So yeah, coming towards this, it's a difficult question, I would say, because everybody is going through different, circumstances, and they have other, they know their selves, better than me. But for me, as a person, as a salesman, somebody who aspires to be a better salesman in the future as well, I would say, if you are an aspiring salesman, or even a marketeer, I think it's definitely you need to get out of your comfort zone, and definitely you need to take risk. Without that, I don't think there's anything you can do. You can spend entire life in one role or maybe in one country, but then there's no exposure, there's no growth, you know, because there's a limit to it, to your experience and what exposure you are getting there. But if you move to a different country, be it UK or any other country, but in UK, especially why I moved here, because it's a very multicultural and very dynamic country, and very developed country in terms of sales as well, in some sales capabilities and everything. The processes and everything are very developed here. So for me, it was a new world, a completely new, journey. The basic processes and everything I knew from Unilever, thanks to Unilever and even Ismail Industries, the process and everything, the culture was more or less, I learned from there. But I got my skills and everything got polished here. The other thing about UK is moving here is there's no language barrier for the people back home, because English, most of the people, they're speaking English and they know it well and they're fluent in it. Uh, Sometimes you feel sorry, in the start, basically you get a bit of a cultural shock, but I think now it's for us, for somebody from Pakistan and India, I don't think they will get much of a cultural shock once they start exploring the market, when they start interacting the people, because we have a huge amount of Indian Pakistani community here who are there to support you. And I'm thankful to all the people out there who helped me in everything, be it my customers and all the people within company, outside the company, and all the, especially my customers, obviously they supported me in everything. So
That's
yeah, I would
great.
say you need to take risk. Yeah, yeah. Without that, I don't think that it's possible to get a lot of like this much of exposure.
Your advice would be basically to
Highly
take the risk.
recommended.
I
Highly
think with,
recommended.
yeah, with great risk comes, the great reward. But yeah, like
Yeah,
you said, I think it could vary from situation to situation. But yeah,
sure.
that's good to know. Can you also like tell a little bit about what your, typical day looks like? What do you do normally?
So I get up early because our day starts early, and then our first sales call is normally at from 9 o'clock. So I prepare myself for the day. Before that, I see all the pending emails if there's any, and any pending orders to be processed. I go through all that, and when I do all my official work, it's like 8:30. So I leave for the work. It's half an hour, 40 minutes drive, or sometimes 1 hour drive, and then I go there and do my first call. I normally schedule my meetings previous day, so in the evening, or sometimes in the in later afternoon. So all those people, they know I'm coming. Sometimes some extempore calls as well when there's needed. And then I when I'm done with all the sales calls, so I sit somewhere, sometimes in my car. So for a sales manager, your vehicle is like a room or home for you. So you spend a lot of time not just traveling, it's your office as well, so you sit there and you do all the work. You can sit in McDonald's or KFC and some restaurants as well, but I prefer car mostly. And then I do all my orders and processing and everything, and responding to all the emails, all the customer insights, market insight. I'll communicate with all the brand managers and head office team from the market. So because we are the eyes and ears for the company, so we need to be communicating all the time. And then if there are certain KPIs, like finding new customers and new business development, so I keep 1 hour for that as well every day. So at that time, whatever area I'm in, I go to different yeah, I roam around, I do recce, and I look for the new customers. And if I get lucky, I can bring some additional business from them. uh, then in the evening, once I'm done with all this, uh, I I try to align some meetings for the next day, and I come back home and I spend time with my kids and family. Yeah, we
That's
might go
quite
for a walk as
interesting.
well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that.
yeah.
I mean, you've been quite lucky in a sense that you moved to the UK and you did not have to do any masters from here, and you got a nice job in your field, and you also got a sponsored job. Tell us
Mhm.
about the recruitment. What do you think? What worked for you? Any tips, any tricks for people who are potentially going to be in the same situation as you were previously?
Tip number one, uh, make your resume very there should be one resume which should be very fine and very your career oriented and very career specific. If I'm, for example, applying for sales, My resume should look like it's for sales. It's a salesperson's resume. Everything should be neat and clean. Everything should be very specific. Shouldn't be like a lot of things, bombarding. So, secondly, and most important thing, apply, apply, and apply. You need to apply as much as possible, because when I moved here, I my day started with applying and ended with applying. So more the number of applications you are filling and you're applying, the more your responses you will be getting. I understand the chances are very low. It's like, I would say 5% or maybe 2-3% of all the applications. But once you land an interview, you can, if you're prepared and if you know your field, and the job is related to your field, you'll definitely crack it. I got 3 interviews, and alhamdulillah, I cracked 3 of them, and I got offers from 3 of them. So I selected this company then afterwards. Yeah.
Amazing. And some people say, when you move, even if you have an experience, you have to start from scratch. Does that apply to the sales field? What would you say based on your
Yeah.
experience?
Yeah, in my case, basically, I did my graduation in 2020, and I moved in 2023. So it was like more or less 3 years I've spent. So for me, it was still an early career at that time. I was an area manager there, which is considered as an early career roles. So it wasn't that difficult for me, basically, to feel this thing what you're saying. But yeah, there's so many people around me, and even I can see in different I meet so many sales rep who move with a very rich experience, uh, but they start from the sales manager position or sales executive position, or maybe junior positions. And there's a reason for that, because the market itself is very different from the market you are coming from. So you need to start from scratch. But that it's not like, it doesn't apply to everybody. There are certain people that I've seen, who came with a rich experience, and they started job here with the similar position or maybe better positions as well. So it's not, I would say, a generic thing to say. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. And in terms of, when you look at the sales roles, entry-level sales roles, if we talk about them in UK, what is the salary range you've seen in the market for, let's say, for entry-level sales roles? And are there any special perks when it comes to sales jobs?
So for entry level sales roles, what I've seen, and I've been seeing in the on the different job posts and everything, people posting on LinkedIn, and uh, it basically starts with, I think, 26 to 27K, 27,000 per annum, and it goes till, I think, 40,000 as well. So it depends from company to company. Even some bigger companies, they offer like, especially I would name some, like Unilever and all these companies, multinational companies. They were offering like 25, 26,000 pounds or 28,000 pounds sometimes. But beside that, along with this, you get a company maintained car and the fuel, and yeah, and most importantly, you get, on top of all of this, you have the incentives. So which you can earn a good amount from there as well, if you are performing well, and if and the targets and everything aligns with your performance.
Sometimes, people say if you've got a technical degree, it might be easier, if you're in data analytics or if you're in something, a bit more technical. Do you see a lot of people getting sponsored even in sales? Any advice or any tips around that?
Yes, yes, it's not specific to certain field sponsorship jobs, I would say. It's even in sales, there's I think most of the companies they sponsor, apart from, I think, some companies, but in sales, I think most of the companies they are sponsoring. And if you're performing well, and if your performance basically again resonates with the company's vision and what company is basically pursuing at that very moment, that very time, so I think uh, that clearly shows that you are an asset for the company. And so the company wouldn't want you to go back home. They will definitely sponsor you. They will definitely want to retain you, because you're adding value to that particular firm or organization. So in that particular case, yes. And if for example you think there are certain companies and they clearly mention and publicly say that we don't sponsor this particular role or on these particular levels, so and you need sponsorship, then I think you are making a wrong decision if you're going to that company and then expecting a sponsorship job. So totally depends on what kind of role you're applying for and which company you're applying for and what are their rules and immigration policies and rule and I think every job description nowadays they say if the role offers a sponsorship or not. So you need to look into that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you for sharing that. Lastly, I'll just ask you if you want to share any particular advice for, people who are starting their sales journeys.
My advice to all the people out there who just graduated or maybe are about to graduate from their bachelor's degree or even from their master's degrees, and uh, and then if they think they can, they are good in communication, and if they, they're good, they're a better storytellers. So I think this is the one of the best fields you can opt, and you'll enjoy it. And if you like traveling, if you like meeting new people, if you like to converse with different people, you know it's not like, I go to a person or a purchase manager or buying manager and just talk to about business. We talk about daily things. Business part is very limited, sometimes. So the PR that you make, if you think you are good in making personal relationships, this is the best field for you out there, and the rewards are amazing. Another amazing thing about this field is you are in control of yourself, of your business and your performance. So if you think you you like being in control and you like being, being your own boss, I would say it's more or less entrepreneurship, to be honest, because you're all day you're on your own and you have to do your sales and you have to basically drive sometimes your teams, and you are generating your own revenues. So, and also this is one of the most critical pillars of the companies, because we are the money making engines of the company. So you are important as well, you're valued as well, likely. So to all the people out there, I would say definitely join sales. You'll definitely enjoy. It's not like, some people, they hesitate to join sales because they think it's tough, and they think it's like, it's not like something, you just go to fancy office and sit under on a chair and, under an AC. It's You can sit in an AC or in a heating system of your car as well, and still you can enjoy the same thing. So for me, I always recommend people, always encourage people to join sales, because this field has given me a lot. This field has transformed me as a person who I am today, and is still transforming me. I'm still under transformation. And I think you as well, I've seen you, mashallah, doing good. So I think for a person who is, a people's person, should definitely join this. And some coming towards your second part, for people in UK, uh, they should also definitely go for this field, because here it's a bit different. It's more towards, I would say, key account management. So it's not like core sales here. It's more, I would say, structured. So
Yeah,
you learn very different things here, very structured things here, very developed sales, I would say, here. So yeah,
yeah,
and don't lose
yeah,
hope, because every day you go out, you step out to door with a hope that
yeah,
you'll bring this much revenue, and then you get
yeah.
in. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high, but at the end of the
It's
month
a
you deliver.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a journey.
it's life.
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Ibrahim, for your time. It was such a pleasure to have you, and then we hope to have you again in the future with us. And one thing that I would want to mention to, our audience is Ibrahim is also a volunteer with Helping Hour, which is a platform that connects professionals with people to have free one-to-one coaching sessions. Ibrahim, you want to say a couple of words about Helping Hour?
Yeah, I'm always up for it. I'm a part of this community, and anybody who wants to, take some guidance regarding especially sales, I'm always there. Just register yourself with Hamza and the team, and book your slot with me, and I'll be there for you guys.
Amazing. Really appreciate it, Ibrahim. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.